going on, friends, fam, pickers? Wanted to come at you today with a quick open string lesson idea. And really this isn't at all about exact licks to play, although I will say that there is one kind of exact lick that I got from a Nashville guy named Doug Seven, but we'll get in that one. You know what, we'll do that one and we'll tab that one out. But most of this lesson is going to be just about the concept of open strings and incorporating them in, and really not as much for the harmonic function of it, but just more for the effect of it, more for the percussive effect of it. So today I started out with my opening track doing that over C. So we're going to be doing this over like a C7, and for this lesson's purposes here, we're just going to not move chords that we're working over. We're just going to kind of consider this in C. Okay, so let's start right away with the cool Doug Seven trick that I like to do, and it's really what it is it's more of a pattern. And slow, it doesn't sound like much, but fast, you know, it really kind of pops, right? It kind of gives you the illusion of speed. You know how much I like to create the illusion of speed, because I'm getting old and my hands can't move very fast anymore. I'm in my 40s, and you know, it's probably my own doing, because I've been playing my whole life and probably not taking proper care of myself. But you know what? It is what it is. Point being is that I like to use tricks that kind of give off the illusion of speed, right? With percussive elements. So let's get right into tabbing this out and just kind of showing you the pattern here. So the pattern is going to be from starting on your high E string. You're going to play 8 on your high E to 11 on your high E to 8 to open, and then 11 on your B to 8 on your high E to open again on your high E. So slow, it's, and you can already hear the wrong notes in it, right? Right? So now in different keys, this is going to sound different. Right? So in G, for instance, right, it's going to sound great. You have all these open strings that are going to work, right? In C, not quite as much. Doesn't sound horrible, obviously. If we went, let's say, like B flat, got a lot of wrong notes in there, right? But still, if we were playing it over a B flat, you can't really hear it there, but it works. It'll still work, right? Kind of like a chord. It still works, right? You're getting the same effect. So let's continue that pattern up through the minor pentatonic, and then we're gonna play the same pattern. 11, 8, open on your B, 10 on your G, to 8, open on your B. So you hear how bad that sounds slowed down, but right? I keep messing it up, but you guys get my point, right? We're just trying to build the illusion of speed once again here, just to hammer that home, I guess, right? So then in the intro, after I did that a little bit, and I'm probably going to cut this up because I'm just going to try to find clips of me using the open string stuff. And, as I moved into this position, as I moved into this box, my C box here, Then we started getting into, I like to find anything where I've got 3 notes per string, and I can insert open notes in between every single one of those notes to almost double how fast you can play it, right? So, or how it sounds. So in this case, I'm playing like 8, 7, 5 on both my G and my D strings, but with an open string between each one. And then I'll come down and play like 3 open, and then you can get into like resolving it here. So like, you know, in time they'll be like, you know, you can kind of do a thing like that and give that some more speed too here. So this, I mean, any key, any application, there's going to be certain keys where it really works. We've kind of already touched on that a little bit. We've talked about G. We're doing it in C. That also, you know, G, C major, obviously every note falls in there. But if we're playing over a C7, the B's a little weird. E's another key. You have tons of open notes in the key of E, right? So E's another key that a lot of open notes sound really good. Really, it's any key because we're not worried about the notes themselves. So if you're playing it in A or A flat, it might sound a little better in A, but it's still going to sound really cool in A flat, right? Even though those notes are just all completely not notes you would really use, right? So, or not all, but mostly, right? So, cool. You know, I think we've gone on long enough about this concept. This is a concept that is endless, and, you know, I referred to a Doug 7 lick earlier in the video. He got this idea from Brad Paisley, who uses this lick in all sorts of... You know, he does all this weird open string type of stuff that I'm not nailing on the spot here without thinking about it first at all. I'm just trying to do this on the spot, but... you know, he does that kind of stuff where he's just inserting open strings into everything in a very, almost in a way that's random, but in a way that's also very methodical. It's quite genius, and it's why Brad Paisley gets all the credit he gets in the guitar community. I mean, not the only reason, but it's just something that he's taken, I think, as far as chicken picking and country playing, and he's kind of leveled that up a little bit and just kind of use that device in ways that wasn't really common in the past. So with that said, use this in all sorts of weird ways, experiment with it, toy with it, using just open strings just wherever, and seeing where it sounds good, and just going from there. And then maybe you could do better than me in this example where I really just, when put on the spot, you know, it's funny, when put on the spot, sometimes it's really hard to come up with examples of things, but, you know, in context, most of these things I talk to you guys about are devices that I use a lot, and in context that come out very easily and flow. This is one of those concepts, right? I might not be giving you guys 100% the greatest examples of them, but in context, when I'm improvising, if you were to hear a clip and hear me doing it, you'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool, right? And you would kind of see more of what what I'm talking about. And part of that is just because it's when you're doing it like that in real time, it's where it belongs, right? It's because your ear is hearing that and you're pulling it off, and it sounds good because it's kind of contextually what's called for. Whereas when you're trying to just show someone a trick, you can like pull up a backing track or try to loop something or just do it a cappella. You know, I mean, you can try to, you know, exhibit the example however you want to try to, but it's never going to come across and hit like it does when you're actually using it in the exact context that it's intended for, right? So just kind of want to throw that out there, and not just to give myself an excuse of why my videos are shitty, but more of to give you that mind frame of, if you're working on it, you got to really take it to like a context of improvising with like other musicians and playing like in that kind of setting to really like test these ideas out and see how you would take advantage of them and use them, and how you can fit them into your vocabulary. Cool. Once again, I have blabbed on and on and on about this. You guys know how bad I am about that. Like, subscribe, share if you would be so kind. You know how much I love you guys. I will see you on the flip. Keep on picking. Later.